Hey, welcome back to another episode of Trey's Tabletop Crossrip. I am Trey, screen name Ghostbuster LML III. Appreciate you coming back. This is our continuation of the fulfillment of Certifiable Studios' most recent campaign for Who Goes There 2.0, the second edition, the upgrade. So, for those of you who may not know, I've laid out on the table kind of a lot of the pieces from the first edition of the game. I personally have the Kickstarter exclusive edition of the first run from a couple years ago, and I've got to say this is probably my game group's favorite game as a group to play. It is a cooperative until it is not survival game. There are some reviews out there, whatever, talking about it being a hidden traitor game, something like that, and that's not really what the game is about. The game is about surviving both the Antarctic and the Thing, the monster attacks, the alien attacks, as a group the best you can. You all start off as human, and you would like to keep everybody that way because you want to get everybody to the end onto the helicopter round as human if at all possible. Quick gameplay overplay. It's played over the rounds. You see there in the middle. You run Charnook down as you go through, and the events get harder. You start by losing 1 stamina if you're outside at the beginning, and as the night wears on, it gets colder. You lose more, and also what you need to have a success roll in each of those phases goes up from 1 to 2 to 3. So you need to work together. You are going to work inside to build yourself supplies, such as finding a flare gun, or building a pouch, or building a coat, building an axe. You've got build menus, so you need supplies. You're going to craft items that are going to help you go out to search for helicopter points. That was another one of the criticisms of the game when it first came out, was that a lot of people argued that it came down to the helicopter roll at the end. And honestly, the helicopter roll is part of it, but if you have worked together and you have worked hard, again, there is dice, so it can be luck-based to an extent, but if y'all are going out there and you're getting your helicopter points, it should be a point where that helicopter roll is not needed at all, or even if it is, it's not to cover a lot of points. You should be getting your helicopter bonuses as you search the phase decks. So my group and I absolutely love this game, and when we have a player that doesn't typically play with us or a new player join, this is the first game we pull out to play with them, because it's going to tell us real quick whether they're the sense of humor that this game kind of invokes or not. We love it, and it is not uncommon for us to have a 45-minute discussion once we finally reach the end as to who is going to get it on the helicopter or who is not going to get on the helicopter. And you've got to have thick skin, because it is gloves off when it comes to that, and we are making all kinds of claims against each other. It is hysterical, and we love it. So that's the 1.0 stuff you see on the table. What has just been sent out, and you see here, this is the 1.0 box. This was the Kickstarter exclusive Infection Edition. Over here we have the 2.0, and what I got was the Deluxe Upgrade. So I do not have the whole game again. I have what is the 4 new characters and the new box. The new box is a Kallax-friendly box with a sleeve around it. You can see the size difference between the two. The original box does not fit in the 13 by 13 square that the Kallaxes are and what a lot of other shelving units are. So the new box houses all of the components from the first game plus the 4 new characters. They also made a couple of other upgrades to the game, which include there was a trash card in the decks that just was no good except for throwing in the bonfire. Those have been replaced with keys, so you can go in and out during a locked event. And they have added a frostbite system. So the original game was set up to where if you received 3 strikes, you were dead. There is no way you can come back. And that was one of the critiques. If you died early, and in one of our games, one of our group did die kind of at the end of phase 1, and he just had to sit there. And so they've tweaked that a little bit. So now there is a frostbite system that after you get 3 strikes, you go unconscious. And if you are not revived by another player using a med kit before the end of the next round, you will get a frostbite strike instead of just a regular strike. And you have up to 3 of those. And the frostbite strikes then can only be removed by lighting the bonfire. So it's a good system that'll help prolong player interaction and player participation in the game. So those are a couple of things they've changed. They've added 4 new characters. So let's open this box and see what all's in here again. So, like I said, there is a sleeve on this box, and you see the front of it. the story behind the sleeve is that, here, I'll show you the other side. You'll see that that is the inverted color image of the original Kickstarter exclusive Infection Edition. So, I've got mine, that's that one. They added that image after, kind of as an afterthought. Originally, they were taking heats in the comments of the Kickstarter campaign that there should be a sleeve. There should be a sleeve on the box. And as a joke, Jesse threw this together as a sleeve, and then it became a, well, okay, it was a joke, but people really wanted it. People really wanted to buy it. So they said, okay, fine, we'll make it, and we'll do it as an add-on. So that's what they did, and so of course I had to get it too. So you've got Jesse's quick art about those who were asking for more when it was completely unnecessary and not needed for gameplay. And then just to actually make it cool, on this side you've got the inverted color art from the original Kickstarter campaign. Now, the box itself is new art by Anthony. And I believe it is gorgeous. He has outdone himself once again with the box art on this one. So, there were two box choices. One was kind of called the camp art, and that's got the characters kind of lined on either side with the dark tentacles in black kind of rising and shadows in the background. That's the same art from the first campaign. This is brand new art for this one, and Anthony has obviously recreated the face of the thing, and maybe it's a good thing this has a sleeve to cover it, because that will haunt your dreams at night. So, there's the box. Here's the back of it. So, all the characters, this box will fit all the characters and all the stuff from there. So, let's open this thing up. This is a big box, but as you saw, it's very deep. It's much deeper than the first box, but it will fit in the Kallax. So, as this was the upgrade kit. So, it does not have all the components, but it does have your new rule book, and it does have updated boards. So, what has been added is just player aid things, such as down here, gain 2 XP when searching. That's been a rule. That rule has not changed from the beginning of the game, but a lot of people were forgetting it just as they were test playing or whatever. So, just to help player aids, they've added those there. And then on they've added the thing about the frostbite to the bonfire, because that's a new 2.0 rule. So, if you did not get the Deluxe Deluxe Upgrade with the new box, if you had 1.0 and you just ordered the little mini upgrade kit, instead of getting new boards, you got stickers that would cover your original boards to do that. So, those are our new boards. This is a House of Wrath card. That is the game that is, that was their Kickstarter following the Who Goes There 2.0 campaign. So this is an exclusive Fate card for House of Wrath, and I have played that one as well while we were over there. It's a very, very fun game, so I'm looking forward to using that there. So down in here, these are new player aid cards. Give you an update, a good key as to what all the symbols mean on the die, what all the symbols mean on your little character boards for what kind of cards you have in your hand. So these are handy. I had printed off player aids just in computer paper when we played the first time, but having these on the table will be nice. There are new build menus. These build menus are effectively the same as the original. But they have added that if you have a scarf and you've upgraded it into a coat, you do not have to go all the way back to scarf to create the alternative coat. If you would rather, like if you have the travel coat and you want to go to the mechanic coat, you just, it's okay. You don't have to go back and build a second scarf. You can just use that coat as the scarf piece. So they've added that for clarity. These are action cubes, both for the new players and some replacements. There were complaints in the first game that some of the die were internally cracked. Not die, I apologize. The action cubes were internally cracking. And for here. So this is one of Kinner's cards. Is that showing up on the video? Can you see the internal cracks?
Yeah.
There are internal cracks in that. So this is to replace that. It has been kind of redone, and it shouldn't internally crack. Personally, I never minded here, let's see if we can get a better background to see the internal cracks. I never minded the internal cracks. I personally thought it looked like ice cracking, and it was very thematic. So it didn't bother me. It did bother some. So they have provided these replacement action cubes for the characters that were most prone to cracking, the green and the blue. These are replacement decks for your storage. Like I said, they changed out the trash. So they're now key cards, and they were concerned that they would never be able to completely match the backing. So if they had just sent you the key cards and said, hey, replace your trash cards with these key cards, but the back weren't the exact same color, you'd be able to tell the difference. So instead of just sending out new key cards, they've sent out an entirely new storage deck. So you'll replace this in its entirety with this one. It's got the key cards instead of the trash cards, and you don't have to worry about the color not being an exact match. It looks like they got really close just by my quick glance, but that's what that is. Here we've got our locker decks for the new characters, and we can open one of these. So we've got Caldwell, the surveyor and geologist, and we've got Conant, the cosmic ray specialist. So each player has their own locker deck. These are the new cards for them. And then this is going to be Barclay and Benning. So I won't take the time because we've got a lot of stuff to look at. But Barclay and Benning is going to be in here. Well, here, it's right here. So again, this is based on the original novel by John Campbell, Who Goes There. So, well, it's got some movie, John Carpenter's The Thing movie elements to it. The license is based on the original Campbell novella. And so these characters are from that. Barclay and Benning, you've got the comm specialist and the aviation mechanic. Now, I will say something about Barclay, the comm specialist, and he is the only character that actually starts with items on his player sheet. He starts with walkie-talkies that give a reroll. One gives a reroll against the red attacks, the other gives a reroll against the blue setbacks. So long as he keeps those, they help him. But he has the ability to drop those walkie-talkies in whatever location he's at. When he does that, everybody that is in that location gets the reroll, so long as they're in that location. So that is a neat change to a player's kind of starting features and how to do it. Here are the new locker die for the 4 characters. So keys, tool belt, the walkie-talkie, so that one's going to be Barclay's, and the walkie-talkie would let him push or pull a walkie-talkie. If there's one at his feet, he can push it to the space next to him, or if there's one in the space next to him, he can pull it to him if he needs to. And then all around about one of everything. So this one here is going to be your new workshop deck. Again, they changed out some of the cards. So instead of just sending you the new cards, they have sent an entirely new workshop deck. So it is the entire thing. And I don't know, this one does look like it is slightly a lighter color than the original. So that's exactly why they did that though. So y'all they don't have to worry about people being able to tell the difference of a new card versus an old card. So you just have an entirely new replacement deck. So under this, we've got our new strikes with frostbite strikes on the back. So your regular strikes, your critical strikes, but on the back now is the blue frostbite. Got punch cards for the new characters. There are the walkie-talkies I was talking about. And then your new player boards. Conant, Caldwell, Benning, and Barclay. And then finally down here we have the new player pawns. Minis, and they each have their own spot, so you'll have the 4 from there. These would be the first 4 expansion characters on this side, and spots for decks, spots for dice, and spot for the Who Goes There coin, This was reoffered again if you didn't get it the first time. It was the same coin in the second campaign, so I did not order a second coin, but there is a spot in the box now for that coin. Now, my game group uses this every time we play. The camp events, which happen every round, can be pretty rough, but you are allowed to handle the camp event anytime during your round. You don't have to do it at the beginning. You can do it anytime before your turn is over. You can fight or roll against the camp event. However, if you fail to do it at all, it's an automatic failure. So we use the coin as a turn marker. And so long as you have the coin, you can take your turn, take your actions, do whatever, take care of the camp event, whatever. However, if you pass the coin to the next player and you have not taken care of the camp event, it's too late. That it will be an automatic failure, and that is something nobody wants. So we actually try to help each other out, but we use this to kind of keep us honest, as it were. So this is a lot of Certifiable as a coin for all of their games. Most of the time it is, I mean, these are heavy. These are nice collector coins. But this is one that actually has gameplay value to us. So, and we appreciate that Anthony, again, taking it on himself, has done a beautiful, wonderful insert for this. And I can't wait to get my 1.0 pieces into the 2.0 box. So that's what we've got. Also, you will see on the inside of the box, because it is very complex, it has a lot of pieces. Here's your game component list on this side. So make sure you got everything. Then, on this side, it tells you to place your leftover punch boards underneath the insert so that way it'll still sit flat on top. And it gives you step-by-step instructions as to where everything should go. So, pull it over here. Here are the final steps. Step 5, 6, 7, and 8. When you finally get to there, you've got everything in its right place. This thing's gonna sit and it will now fit in your Kallax. So, that's what we've got. This was Who Goes There 2.0 Certifiable Studios. Again, the quality, just as you expect, is top notch from these guys. And this game is one of the most fun that I have played. It is not easy. It can be frustrating at times. We've played it, and it is a survival game, but it is a lot of fun. And when you get to everybody having a vulnerable card, so you know somebody has the one infected card out of the 12, the advertisement originally was growing paranoia, and that is exactly what it is. And I cannot wait to have this one hit the table with all the extra pieces. So thanks, guys. Thank you all for watching. Thanks to Certifiable, and we'll see you next time.